3-minute rounds. 1 fall, 1 submission, or a knockout to decide the winner. Between on my left and in the red corner, from Glasgow, Clayton Thomson. His opponent on my right and in the blue corner, the former undefeated British welterweight champion. The reigning British middleweight champion. Famous country and western star, the king of the ring, gold belt Maxine.
Brian Maxine. The insistence on the MC in all his credits. But the only one that worries me is the British middleweight title, and I wouldn't mind how soon he lost that. Brian Goldbelt Maxine of Ellesmere Port, Cheshire, 12 stone 8. Modest Maxine, he's got on his back. We've very seldom seen much proof of that. But what a wrestler he's up against here this afternoon. Clayton Thomson of Glasgow at 12 stone 11.
First round.
And this could be an interesting one and a big surprise for Maxine, because he's up against one of the finest wrestlers I have ever seen. Clayton Thomson of Glasgow. We haven't seen too much of him recently because he's been out with injury for a couple of years almost, until a few weeks ago when we saw him. But he had an injury, he had a trapped nerve in the spinal injury. Oh, I don't know the technical name for it, but he just couldn't wrestle for a couple of years. He's now trained down to his almost what weight he used to be at 12.8. He's at 12.11, so he's pretty fit. And I think Maxine could find himself up against a lot of trouble here in this final bout this afternoon. So a head scissors to Maxine, trying to slow Clayton Thomson down. He knows the tricks that Thomson can get up to. Yeah. If nobody else claps him, then he must. Still Thomson not allowed to get wrestling yet at all. Say one thing for Maxine. Recently, his television appearances in the ring have been pretty clean bouts. He hasn't got down to his old tricks of bending the rules all the time. How about that? We didn't know where that came from at all. Inside leg hank came from nowhere by Thomson in the black trunks. And that's the sort of stuff, George Kidd stuff, that we know of the now retired lightweight champion of the world, George Kidd. And I'm sure that Clay Thomson is almost as good as Kidd was at his prime. Of course, much heavier. He's well up in the heavy middleweight class. But this is the sort of strength hold position that Maxine's trying to keep him in to stop him wrestling, like we've just seen. He's succeeding fairly well up to now, except that one move. Oh, yes. From a backhammer. Double arm, Maxine, nicely done there. Good wrestling by Maxine there for grabbing that double arm. And Thomson nearly in trouble. On a one full bout, that could have been dangerous for him. Good drop kick. A little bit low. Got the shoulder rather than the chin. Nice cross buttock. Followed on cross press. Maxine doing some good stuff now. Give him his due. He can wrestle. But he's trying everything he knows to stop Clayton Thomson from using his well-known tricks. Yeah, yes. Again, Maxine, no idea. There's another one. Just that turn for the side of the neck at the last second. And he doesn't want any more of that for the moment. He'll stall for a bit now. Clay Thomson, of course, wants to continue. Just 1 minute to go now in this first round of 6. So Maxine must know it's nearly the end of the round. He's going to try and hold Thomson down in a side headlock there, ground position, for as long as he can, just to keep out of trouble. Still the side headlock on. He's still got it. He's not going to leave go of it if he can possibly avoid it. Half a minute he's got. Of course, however good a wrestler you are, in that position, there's nothing you can do about counters there. 15 seconds. 10. No, I don't think Thomson's going to be allowed up at all in this until the bell goes. Even now he won't break. So Clayton Thomson, it's only the second time we've seen him in the last couple of years, still back to canvas on the deck now. A little bit of a sleeper then, I think, possibly on his neck. Clayton Thomson, 12 stone 11. That great former amateur champion of Scotland, ex-middleweight title of Great Britain, of course, he's held, and the light middleweight champion of Scotland. And quickly, Maxine going across the ring very fast. That was before the bell even. It was almost before the bell. And Maxine going for again more strength holds, the crotch hold and slam, and reverse double knee hold, and could have Thomson in trouble with his cross press. Very early indeed in the second round. Thomson crawling to safety. And again Maxine going for a leg grab, and a single leg Boston. I thought he had a submission there for a second, but no, he hasn't. And he's going for it again. Not the single leg Boston this time, it's just the leg weakener. And Clayton Thomson unable to get away from those ropes at the moment. Another single leg Boston attempt by Maxine, but in the ropes. Oh, back elbow to the ref. Back elbow to the ref. That must be his lot. That is his lot. Out. Immediate disqualification. No public warnings for Maxine. Back elbow the referee. And Clayton Thomson fuming mad. Mike Judd.
Ladies and gentlemen, deliberately striking the referee. The referee has disqualified
Maxine arguing with Mike Judd, our MC, the referee, everybody, and he's taken out his book and he's got his name in there. A red card for Brian Maxine. Out. Back to the dressing room he goes. Clayton Thomson very angry, not only from the way he received those last moves, but he wants the bout to continue. And I think so does everybody else here at this packed hall at Westcliff-on-Sea. But now it's Max Ward trying to cool Clayton Thomson down a little. Let's see if Mike Judd can get a chance at the announcement. Going for the MC now. I'd like to remind Brian Maxine that Mike Judd is also a promoter of Dale Martin Promotions. He's not liable to get too many showings on television if he behaves like that.
Ladies and gentlemen, Goldbell Maxine says it's a big mistake and he didn't intend to strike the referee. Okay! What do you think is left?
Going to listen to a monologue from Maxine for a long time as he hands the mic back to Mike Judd, finally. But it's time for me to say goodbye from all of us at Westcliff-on-Sea. We hope you've enjoyed it. Have a good week.